Hello everyone, my name is Uthris, and welcome back to yet another episode of Vintage Story here on the channel. We've been a little bit busy in between episodes. I've gone about 4 days into July on my own, praying that I didn't die, but here we are, we're okay. So, let's go ahead and hop on down and take a look around. Not much has really changed functionally with the base or anything like that. All this is all good to go and happy-go-lucky. Just a couple things were completed. First off, I found some boars that were just kind of chilling in these tree lines. So, I repurposed our pen here, built a trough, and I trapped a male and female boar. So, I've been slowly feeding them with some wild grains that I've been finding in hopes that we can get our first set of piglets before winter. Hopefully. You just kind of never know. Also depends if I find enough food for them or not. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know how to really capture animals, boars are pretty easy. As long as they don't have children around, they are neutral. And so what I do is I just place a trough, put a serving of food into it, and as they approach, delete the trough and move it, and repeat. And they will just follow that food source all the way to wherever you want them to. I'm pretty sure the iwis do the same thing. Or ewes, or however you say that, the sheep. They can do the same thing. Other things that will move around and run from you and stuff, they're a little bit harder to do, for sure. And there is like a basket that you can use that I've never successfully done, but I hear it technically works. So that's update little 1 here. The other thing that I've been kind of waiting on is for the bees. I think they're getting pretty close, which is good. I've been fighting a lot of protectors, trying to gather some resources. I fired some crocs. I gathered some food, and in fact, we're gonna see about some food. So I made a table with planks because what we're gonna try and do is we're gonna try and make some pie. So that's what we're gonna try and do. So there's a whole mechanic for pie making. Before we cook the pie, we're gonna have to make a clay oven, and I think this is gonna be how we kind of store berries for long-term use. It's just doing some pie. So we need to make some dough, and then we need to get a oven up and running. So the oven, that's the other thing I've been working on. It takes a lot of time to try and get Fireclay. Fireclay used to be on the surface. You just find it. Fireclay is now no longer on the surface. There's only blue and red clay on the surface. If you get extremely lucky, you might be able to find some Fireclay. There is Fireclay still in the world to find naturally. It's just harder to do so. That I don't know the exact location and best tricks to do, so I'm not going to try. However, I did find some in the wild in a vessel. So you can still get Fireclay from chests and things, which is pretty handy. However, if you don't have Fireclay or have found Fireclay, you can make Fireclay now. Okay? And what you need is calcified flint chunks. And this is just putting flint in a fire pit and letting it kind of burn down. And then you take these. We stole the quern from the ruined windmill down the river. And you grind them into a powder. And then you add this powder to any other clay, and you get Fireclay. Because it's the calcined flint that's providing the stronger kind of heat resistant that normal clay may not provide. It's like a grout, almost. So we're going to grind this up, And first step first. And these take a while to heat up and actually make. So I'm glad I did this off camera because it took like an in-game day just to get like 16 of these, which is good. For every piece of this calcined flint, we'll get 8 Fireclay. So that's the ratio. And it takes 8 of other clay. So you are getting a 1-to-1 transformation of clay into Fireclay. It just costs some flint. Nice. Best thing about the oven is that you don't need to fire this. It just makes it. And then you can break it and pick it up. Just like so. So we got our oven, which we'll add some firewood to. I'm pretty sure you can't add peat still. Yeah. So it's still just got to be firewood to heat up the oven. Let's do spelt, I guess, as our base. And we'll use cranberries. I think I can do that. Okay, I don't know why the pie is invisible. It could be one of our mods clashing that, but we can still functionally use it, which is good. So yeah, we'll just add some filling. It's really disappointing that it's not visible. And then I think I need another 2 dough. Always add the cap on it, in my opinion, and while for visual sake, I mean, even though it's invisible. Okay. I don't know what type of crust type we have. Alright, we have no crust type. So let's just do the first little style. A nice grid pattern. So this thing is pretty much ready to go. And this is a good way to use up some of your berries in the game. Cranberry pie. Still bloody and visible, but this is what it looks like. Looks great. It's fresh for 8 days. Can I do this in the crafting grid? I don't think so. So I'm gonna slice up my pie. Get 4 slices. And then we can store this in here, and it'll be fresh for 12 days. So this is a good use of berries and keeping them fresh, in my opinion. And then, of course, you know, you're getting some grain food as well. It's not like amazing food. It is giving over 400, which is okay. Not the end-all be-all, but it'll keep us fed for a little bit. Okay, next thing next. I wanna try and feed the pigs berries. I don't think you can, but I'm gonna try. Nope. Okay. So we can't feed them berries. That's okay. Forge will go here. I know it's a little cockeyed, and it's in a corner of a square building, so that's going to be a little difficult for us to do, but I plan to essentially use the forge as the cornerstone for this roof. decided yet. On how I want to do. Let's get some more cobblestone just to fill in. The floor here. This piece of packed dirt. Just place kind of where the chimney's gonna go for this forge. I may have to bring this in one. Thinking about it, if this is gonna have like a little fence along this edge, that means I have to kind of put it there. Instead. Okay. So I will think of some way to make this into some sort of hood. The chimney stack is still going to go here in this corner. And then this corner is just going to be probably... I'm going to use quarter logs vertically. That way, I can chisel it down to the inner corner, and it'll kind of look like a beam, which I think will be cool. And I'll probably just do 3 tall. Very standard in size there. This guy, just move along the edge. And then from here, we'll do, I guess I'm going to do 3 tall, actually. Or 2 tall. Can I even break this with my hand, or do I need an axe? Getting an axe. There we go. And in fact, look at the support here. So how is this going to work? Full block, half block, full block, half block. Half block, half block. I guess just other half block. Half block, half block. So the slope will kind of end up being that. Which is fine. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. There we go. You're gonna start throwing lightning bolts at me? What are these guys? Do they come out in storms? I haven't killed one of these guys yet. I'm assuming they come out in storms. Lightning sentry. Interesting. Lightning elemental crystal. Yeah, check that out. Kind of adds to the profile of the cabin a little bit. A little wonky right now, but I think with some support beams and other miscellaneous items attached to that, it's really going to pop off. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's get our chisel. And the chisel. That's when I start losing hours and hours and hours to needlessly detailing my buildings instead of progressing. Alright, chisel, something I want to test. Since we have a little... Oh, it works! Great. So, a well can function for that. Wonderful. Let us do... Yeah, we'll do a Falx. Not overly happy with it, but... down, this one up. The Falx is just a little hard to smithy. It's got quite a span to it, so it takes a little bit longer than some of the modded weaponry they can get. Down, over. Be easier to work it like that. You have to be careful sometimes when your hammer breaks mid blacksmithing. Sometimes I can really mess up the blacksmithing. I wasn't paying attention and should have been. Okay. 3 HP. Oh, crap. Look, I just made the Falx, okay? We had to test it. We had to test it against a flying enemy because we are super smart and wise and totally took damage for a good cause. Man, I've just been all over the place in this episode, guys. I want to do a prospect. I want to do our first prospect. Right here, right now. We're going to prospect kind of near the cabin. I will, of course, have to cover prospecting in more detail probably in another episode, but I just want to take one hit over here. Just to kind of see what we get nearby. Very poor hematite, very poor magnetite. Hematite is iron. Magnetite is also iron. Could you imagine if I found immediately ultra hematite and ultra magnetite? I would lose my mind. I would have lost my mind. Okay. I think we made some good progress today. You know, the workshop, while not necessarily complete, is to a functional state. There's some detailing that I'll have to do to kind of finish this up. But at least it's covered from the rain. Stuff's not going to blow out, so that's great. I'll probably make our first lantern just to hang out here, just to really brighten this up. The weather, beautiful rain today. First rain the whole season, really. What I'd like to do for the next episode is, I'm just going to put a temporary block here. What I'd like to do next episode is to go ahead and get our bee set up. I believe it should be ready. And then we can hopefully make maybe a first lantern here soon. Once we get some candle craft going. And then from there, we need to start a proper copper mine. So that's what I'm thinking of right now. We also need to eventually start a farm, but I have a feeling until I get like some aquifers going, I may not have a farm. I have to see if I'm able to somehow leverage this pond and bring the water downhill, if that is possible. If not, I'll have to try and... I think there might be water up here that I would have to kind of aquifer down and around. I don't know. Lots of stuff to try and figure out. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment down below. Become a member today. Support the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.